In the modern world, buying goods and services is no longer the only thing people do. It has become a complicated mix of different events, feelings, and identities. Experiential consumption, which is the practice of looking for memorable and emotionally meaningful events, has become an important part of how people live their lives. This video looks at the interesting way that experience, consumption, gender, and age all come together. It looks at how these things affect our decisions and how they have a big effect on society and culture. The rise of experiential consumption. The way people describe and get value from their purchases has undergone a paradigm shift with experiential consumption. Instead of buying things, people are now putting their money into events they will remember. Several social, technological, and psychological reasons have led to this change. The desire for happiness and well-being is one of the things that led to this change. Studies have shown that people are happier in the long run when they have had adventures rather than things. This change in taste has a lot to do with the idea of experiential consumption. The impact of social media is also very important. Instagram and TikTok have made it more important to share your adventures and experiences with your online group. This has made a feedback loop where people are more likely to look for exciting and photogenic events, which increases the demand for experiential consumption. Gender and experiential consumption. Gender is a key factor in how people's consumption habits are formed, even though it's important to remember that gender is a complicated and multifaceted concept. When you look at how men and women engage in experiential consumption, you can see some trends and tendencies. Women often put a high value on social events, like going out to eat with friends, going to concerts, or going on group vacations. These events offer chances to get to know each other better, strengthen relationships, and make memories that will last. Retail therapy. Women are more likely to use experience consumption as a way to take care of themselves or relax when they are stressed. Wellness vacations, spa days, and shopping sprees are all good ways to relax and feel better. Experiential consumption for self-discovery and personal growth is also more common among women. People often go to workshops, seminars, and intensive travel experiences to grow as people. Emotional connection. Women tend to put a lot of value on how events make them feel and how they can be told. They might look for things that make them feel strong feelings or fit with their own stories. Experience as identity. For some women, the decisions they make in their lives can become a big part of who they are. This could mean doing things like adventure sports, going to cultural events, or traveling in a way that is good for the environment and fits with personal values. Age and experiential consumption. Age is another important factor that affects the patterns of experience consumption. During different stages of life, people's priorities and chances for experiential consumption change. Exploration at a young age. Young adults and millennials often value situations that are risky and new. People like to backpack across countries, go to music festivals, and do exciting things like skydiving. Family-centered experiences. When people start a family, their consumption of experiences often changes to include more family-centered activities. Family cruises, trips to theme parks, and camping trips become more popular. Midlife rediscovery. As a means of personal rediscovery, middle-aged people may turn to experiential consumption. This could mean going on a solo trip, picking up an old hobby, or going to a wellness getaway. Retirement adventures. People often engage in experiential consumption with increased vigor after retirement. This can involve a lot of travel, learning about other cultures, and getting an education. Intergenerational bonding. As people get older, things like family reunions and cultural trips that help people bond with people from other generations become more important. Challenges and opportunities. For businesses and marketers, experiential consumption offers both difficulties and possibilities. To make targeted and successful marketing strategies, it's important to know how gender and age affect how people act in this situation. Personalization. Giving customers what they want based on their gender and age can make them happier. For example, you could offer middle-aged people family-friendly events or adventure packages to young adults. Marketing messages. It's important to write marketing messages that speak to certain groups of people. For women, it can work to focus on the emotional and social parts of an experience, while for young adults, it can work to focus on the newness and excitement. Inclusivity. It's important to understand that people of different ages and genders can have very different tastes for experiential consumption. In their marketing, businesses should try to be open to everyone and avoid using stereotypes. Technology integration. Using technology to improve the experience of consumption, like with virtual reality or personalized mobile apps, can draw tech-savvy consumers of all ages and genders. Sustainability and ethics. It is very important to take into account the values and ethical issues of consumers. Many people, regardless of age or gender, want to do things that are good for the environment and for society. In the end, the way people get value and pleasure out of their spending has changed thanks to experiential consumption. Gender and age are two important factors that affect how people engage in experiential consumption and shape their preferences and decisions. Not only is it important for companies and marketers to understand these dynamics, but it's also important for society as a whole. It helps us understand how consumer behavior changes over time and how it has a big effect on society, relationships, and health. At the end of the day, experiential consumption is a powerful way to look at how gender, age, and identity interact in the modern consumer environment.